Hey there guys, this is Richard, your host, with another marvelous video. With isekai on the rise in the mid-2010s and shonen being ever famous among youngsters, mecha kind of slid into the corner, feeling neglected. It's become a global phenomenon that everyone's shifting towards shonen and isekai due to the exhilarating superpowers, foreign worlds and the overall hype around the genres. But mecha was the shonen before shonen even entered the scene, because that was something that the 80s and 90s kids would relate to. With anime like Neon Genesis, Evangelion, Darling in the Franxx and Code Geass, mecha is being introduced to the new generation, and we can even say it's thriving now. So let's explore the wonderful world of scientific curiosity and mechanical robots with this video, where we'll discuss every mecha anime that has ever gained popularity, along with some hidden gems that were lost to the glamour of the other genres. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Mobile Suit Gundam, the 8th MS Team. Released in 1996, Mobile Suit Gundam, the 8th MS Team aired on TV till 1999 and was directed by Takayuki Kanda and Umanasuke Aida. It's the 5th installment in the franchise, spanning 12 episodes and even a movie explaining events between a couple of episodes. Set in the primary timeline of the franchise, this anime takes place in Universal Century 0079, where the jungles of Southeast Asia were the battleground for a vicious conflict between the Earth Federation and the Principality of Zeon. Both sides were vying for control of the region and its valuable resources, and Zeon's hopes of emerging victoriously with its experimental mobile armor, the Apsaras project, and its skilled pilot, Aina Sahalin. Meanwhile, the Earth Federal Army, which had been engaged in fierce combat with Zeon in the area, received a boost in the form of Ensign Shiro Amada. Shiro had been newly appointed as commander of the 8th Mobile Suit Team and had previously met Aina in a mutual rescue mission in space. However, when Shiro discovered that Aina was the pilot of the Zeon mobile armor, he was arrested for treason. In a bid to redeem himself and clear his name, Shiro was given a daunting task by the Federation. He was to lead the 8th MS Team deep into enemy territory to locate Zeon's hidden base. With the fate of the war hinging on its success, Shiro found himself in a difficult position. Complicating matters further, he and Aina were romantically involved and had to decide where their loyalties truly lay, with each other or with their respective sides. One of the key elements that sets this OAV apart from other Gundam series is its exceptional animation quality. The movement is fluid and there are numerous intricate details that give the mecha designs a lifelike quality. The designs themselves are also noteworthy. Created by Kunio Okawara and Hajime Katoki, Okawara's designs for the Gundams and GMs are particularly striking, giving them a powerful and tank-like appearance that emphasizes their formidable strength on the ground. Meanwhile, Katoki's redesigns of classic Zeon mobile suits give them a modern and updated look that adds a new level of interest to the series. But it's not just the stunning visuals that make this OAV series so impressive. The story itself is well crafted and engaging, with characters that are relatable and well developed. In particular, the romantic subplot between the team leader and the pilot of the Zeon mobile armor is fully realized and adds an emotional depth to the narrative that's often lacking in other Gundam series. Compared to other series like 0083 and Wing, which feature lackluster romances, this OAV series delivers a compelling and believable love story that enhances the overall viewing experience. With thrilling action, unforgettable characters, and outstanding animation, this OAV series is a true masterpiece of the Gundam franchise. Macross Frontier. Animated by Satellite, this 2008 anime managed to capture the hearts of true mecha fans who love a whole lot of action, a bit of romance, and an intricate storyline. Directed by Shoji Kawamori and scored by Yoko Kanno, Macross Frontier is based on the same timeline as the original Macross series, although there is nearly half a century between both events. According to the lore of the series, in the distant past, humanity faced a fierce war against an alien race called Zentradi. During the first encounter with extraterrestrial life, mankind was on the brink of extinction. In an effort to ensure their survival, they turned to the vast expanse of outer space and embarked on a journey to the farthest corners of the galaxy in search of a new frontier. Fast forward to AD 2059, the 25th Giant Immigration Fleet, also known as Macross Frontier, is continuing its great voyage toward the center of the galaxy. However, their journey is unexpectedly interrupted when they encounter a powerful and lightning-fast alien threat called the Vajra. The Nuns VF-171 Nightmare Plus reconnaissance craft is quickly destroyed, and the Vajra begin their attack on the rest of the fleet. In a desperate bid to defend themselves, the Nuns Colonial Defense Forces deploys a private military provider organization called Strategic Military Services, which is known as SMS for short. The organization employs the latest variable fighter technology, including the VF-25S Messiah, VF-25G Messiah, and VF-25F Messiah, to fight the alien forces. The story primarily follows three central characters, which is a common theme throughout the Macross universe. One of them is Aldnoah.Zero, a young pilot who joins the SMS after the invasion begins. Another character is Cheryl Nomi, a famous singer known as the Galactic Fairy. Finally, we have Ranka Lee, a teenager who dreams of becoming a singer herself. These three characters form a love triangle, adding an extra layer of drama and intrigue to the story. One of the standout qualities of this anime is its ability to capture the essence of the Macross universe, while also bringing new and captivating storylines to the table. The plot of the series is executed at an excellent pace, which keeps the audience engaged and invested throughout. As I watched the show, I found myself rooting for the characters as they fought against the alien menace to protect their home and loved ones. The series boasts an exceptional soundtrack, featuring many catchy and memorable songs that are hard not to sing along to. The animation quality is impressive, with crisp visuals and well-choreographed action scenes that are both thrilling and satisfying to watch. The characters in the series are well developed and relatable, which makes it easy for viewers to become invested in their journeys. The introduction of Aldnoah, Cheryl, and Ranka adds an exciting dimension to the Macross universe, with each character bringing their unique perspectives and experiences to the story. The chemistry between the three leads creates a complex love triangle that adds depth to the plot and brings out some of the most emotional and poignant moments of the series. Comparatively better animated than the other installments of the franchise, Macross Frontier is definitely worth your time. Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell is a 1995 film directed by Mamoru Oshii, which is based on the manga of the same name by Masamune Shirow. The movie is notable for being the first adaptation of Shirow's work and takes a more serious tone compared to the original manga. The film condenses the storyline of the manga, minimizing the comic relief and sexual content. Additionally, it changes the setting from Japan to a futuristic city modeled after Hong Kong. It's a highly acclaimed noir science fiction film that follows the story of Major Kusanagi, a member of Sector 9, a private defense organization in Japan tasked with investigating cybercrime. The majority of the organization's members have undergone cybernetic enhancements, with most of them having undergone the surgical replacement of certain body parts with cybernetic augments. Set in a post-Third World War society, Ghost in the Shell explores the themes of cybernetic improvement technology, which has become a common feature of life in the society portrayed in the film. These improvements range from simple implants to entire limbs, to improvements that enhance productivity, such as extendable fingers for secretaries or stronger arms for physically demanding jobs. These enhancements, according to the film's narrative, have the effects of bottling human consciousness, which is referred to as the ghost. In Kusanagi's case, her entire body is synthetic, with the exception of her human brain. Meanwhile, other members such as Batu have had cybernetic eyes installed that serve multiple functions, while almost everyone has received intracranial radio implants that allow them to communicate without the need for a microphone. The film's plot centers around the investigation of a cybercriminal known as the Puppeteer, who's causing chaos for Section 9 and the government by attacking people's bodies and memories. Throughout the course of the film, Kusanagi becomes intellectually fascinated by the Puppeteer, leading to a series of reflections on what constitutes humanity and the point at which the line between the real, virtual, and synthetic becomes blurred. Kusanagi spends the entire film questioning her identity, and the film's presentation is full of symbolism. Kusanagi emerging from the water and merging with her reflection represents our inability to perceive what is real. Oshii uses visual symbols of nihilism that appear continuously throughout the film. These symbols have left an impressionable mark on our cultural history, planting the seed of many ideas and different creators. The opening scene is explicit and graphic, which may cause some viewers to immediately lose interest in the film. However, the film's explicit content, including nudity and violence, serves a purpose that supports the movie's central message about the direction of society. To appreciate the adult content, viewers need to understand its relevance to the film's overall message. Despite this weakness, the movie has several strengths that make it worth watching. One of the most remarkable aspects of the film is its stunning style, artistry, and beauty. The film creates a believable depiction of the future world from Masamune Shirow's manga. The action sequences are unique in that they're presented as they would occur in real life, without the usual cinematic devices such as fast music or hyper-editing. However, the film's greatest strength is in its exploration of ideas during the final half hour. The story revolves around a new kind of life form that's self-aware and intelligent, capable of existing indefinitely without a physical body. The film contends that such a life form will emerge within the next 30 years, and its ambiguous ending prompts viewers to consider the impact on humanity once this new life form begins to reproduce. The story's exploration of ideas in the final half hour is its greatest strength, and provides a thought-provoking experience that's well worth watching and discussing. Mobile Police Patlabor, written by Masami Yuki and directed by Mamoru Oshii. Mobile Police Patlabor is well known for utilizing mecha elements not just for military or peacekeeping purposes, but also for daily life usage in industrial and municipal areas. Patlabor is a combination of the words patrol and labor, giving the viewer an idea of what the premise is going to be like. It's also known to be one of the earliest media mix entertainment in Japan, where the anime and manga are worked together but independently of each other, creating various differences in the storyline but relating it all somehow. The future world in which the story of Patlabor is set sees the creation of giant robots called called labors to assist in heavy industries. While these machines are highly useful, they also give rise to a new form of crime, labor crimes. In response to this, a specialized branch of law enforcement is created to combat these crimes, one that's specifically equipped to deal with the unique challenges posed by labors. The protagonist of the story, Izumi Noa, is a female police officer who becomes the newest recruit of Special Vehicles Division 2. Her partner is a state-of-the-art patrol labor named Alphonse, with whom she embarks on a series of exciting and dangerous missions. These missions involve a range of adversaries, including crazed construction workers, eco-terrorists, and even sea monsters. As a member of the Special Vehicles Division 2, Izumi's primary responsibility is to keep the city safe from labor crimes. Her patrol labor, Alphonse, is a highly advanced machine equipped with a variety of tools and weapons that enable them to take on even the most formidable opponents. Throughout their adventure, Izumi and Alphonse must face numerous challenges that test their skills and courage. They must navigate complex political situations, battle powerful foes, and protect innocent civilians. The story of Patlabor is an action-packed adventure that delves into the complex relationship between humans and machines in a world of rapidly advancing technology. It highlights the challenges faced by those who must protect society from the dangers posed by these machines, while also showcasing the potential benefits that they offer. Overall, the story is an exploration of the blurred lines between man and machine and the impact that technological advancements can have on society. Superdimensional Fortress Macross. Kenichi Matsuzaki, Nobuo Ishiguro, and Studio New created Superdimension Fortress Macross anime in 1982. Spanning 2 seasons and 36 iconic episodes. It featured the mecha designs drawn by Kazutaki Miyatake and Shoji Kawamori, adding their genius to the anime's grandiose. The anime story of Macross is set in 2009, at a time when the United Nations Spacey is about to launch its new superdimensional fortress Macross. The catastrophic events of 1999, when the alien battleship crashed on Earth, led to the formation of the Earth United Nations government. It was established as a global organization that brought together countries and peoples from all over the world to work towards a common goal: defending the planet against potential threats from outer space. To achieve this objective, the UN Spacey was created as the military force responsible for defending the planet. They're the ones who will have to face the Zentradi and protect humanity from their destructive agenda. Despite the overwhelming odds against them, the UN Spacey remains committed in fulfilling its mission and safeguarding humanity's future. The central character of the story is Hikaru Ichijio, a pacifist who suddenly finds himself thrust into a war with an alien race called the Zentradi. Hikaru's life takes an unexpected turn when his friend, military pilot Roy Fokker, asks him to test fly one of the military's new jet fighters. During the test flight, the Macross's large energy cannon fires and attacks some Zentradi ships in space. Roy is forced to leave Hikaru alone in the jet, and Hikaru finds himself ordered to take the jet and help defend the Macross. As Hikaru enters the battle, fear takes hold, and he's soon hit and forced to crash-land the jet into the city surrounding the Macross. It's here that he meets Lin Minmei, a girl who will play a pivotal role in his journey from pacifist to soldier. The story of Macross is a coming-of-age tale that explores the themes of war, love, and self-discovery. As Hikaru is drawn deeper into the conflict, he's forced to confront his beliefs about violence and the role he must play in defending his people. Through his experiences, he learns about the sacrifices that soldiers must make to protect their people and their way of life. As Hikaru becomes more involved in the conflict, he's forced to grapple with difficult moral and ethical questions. He must decide what he's willing to fight for and how much he's willing to sacrifice to achieve his goals. The story of Macross is a powerful exploration of the human condition in times of war and a testament to the resilience and courage of the human spirit. Gundam 00. The 11th installment of the Gundam franchise, Gundam 00, was directed by Seiji Mizushima and scripted by Yasuki Kuroda. Consisting of 50 episodes in total, it was the first Gundam series to be split into 2 25-episode seasons, and this built up anticipation among the fans. In the year 2307 AD, fossil fuels have become scarce and humanity has become dependent on solar-powered systems controlled by 3 major powers: the Union of Solar Energy and Free Nations, Union, the Human Reform League, HRL, and the Advanced European Union, AEU. These 3 powers have a near inexhaustible source of energy, leading to an imbalance of power, with only their allies benefiting from it. This has caused smaller countries to fight wars over energy, leading to poverty for countries that rely solely on the sale of fossil fuels. Additionally, some believe that solar power threatens God's promised land, leading to the Solar Wars. In response to this chaotic situation, Celestial Being emerges as a paramilitary organization equipped with advanced mobile suits called Gundams and a mysterious technology called the GN drive. Their aim is to end the war by using the war itself. The United Nations forces eventually defeat Celestial celestial being, and the Earth Sphere Federation is established. A new police force called the Autonomous Peacekeeping Force, ALAWS, is formed with the goal of unifying nations and enforcing mankind's will. Celestial Being re-emerges to eradicate ALAWS and restore true peace to the world, aided by the resistance group Catharon, and armed with Aeolia Shenberg's gifts of the Trans-Am and Twin Drive systems. However, a third party called the Innovators is manipulating both sides of the conflict, claiming to be carrying out Shenberg's true plan. The show is set in a future world that closely resembles our own, with some real-world issues such as religious and racial conflicts, absolutism, war profiteering, child soldiers, and the idea of using violence to achieve peace. The mecha designs in the show are impressive, striking the right balance between style and plausibility, with a focus on the mechanical joy of assembly and disassembly. The animation style is top-notch, and the soundtrack is memorable. The show also explores Japanese concepts such as the meaning of honor for a warrior. Overall, the show is highly recommended, and it would be great to see it revisited or adapted to other media in the future. The themes and concepts that it explores are timeless, and the show manages to strike a balance between entertainment and thought-provoking content. Fans of mecha anime will especially appreciate the intricate design and animation of the mechas. Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origin. Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origin is a 6-episode OVA that aims to provide the audience with an origin story not just for the Gundam, but also the entire Universal Century story and characters. The original Gundam anime was released in 1979 and kickstarted the entire Gundam franchise. The primary objective of this OVA was to introduce the audience to the whole of the Universal Century. The viewer is given a glimpse of all the major characters, protagonists, and antagonists who play significant roles in the original Gundam anime. For those who already possess the knowledge about the Gundam universe, the OVA serves as a treat since it provides more backstory about the characters that have already been introduced in the franchise. The pacing, explanation, and plot of the OVA are perfectly executed, considering that it's an origin story to the lore of UC Gundam. There's no crucial information left unexplained, making it a typical origin story. Mobile Suit Gundam Origin adopts an old-school art style, which is reminiscent of the classic anime art style of the past. This approach to the art style demonstrates its charm, especially in the modern-day anime landscape. The animation quality is top-notch, and every scene is smooth and crisp. As the story progresses, the audience gets to see a decent amount of computer-generated imagery, CGI, used on mobile suits, spacecrafts, and other machinery. The sound effects, background music, and English dub voice acting are all carefully crafted and treated with the utmost care. Keith Silverstein, who also voiced Full Frontal, delivers an ambitious, passionate, and charismatic Char Aznavour voice, making him the best English dub voice actor for the character. Mobile Suit Gundam Origin's art style, animation, and sound effects are crafted and executed with great precision, so go ahead and add it to your watch list. Bubblegum Crisis. Imagine giving your all in a concert and making sure everyone's having a really good time, and suddenly a huge mechanical beast called Boomer crashes your event and wreaks havoc everywhere. As chaotic as it may sound, this is how Bubblegum Crisis begins, and it is 80s cyberpunk at its best. Released in 1987 and only consisting of 8 episodes, this anime was like a breath of fresh air in terms of music, mecha, and the aesthetic of cyberpunk. Rated R for mild nudity and violence, Bubblegum Crisis took a different approach to the mechanical aspect of its premise. It begins in 2032, and Tokyo has transformed into Mega Tokyo, following the devastating Second Great Kanto earthquake that occurred 7 years prior. The city's reconstruction is completed through the use of mechanical creatures called boomers, initially designed to assist humanity. However, a mysterious corporation known as Gundam starts producing boomers with remarkable destructive capabilities, which can disguise themselves as humans. This new breed of advanced weaponry becomes a major concern for the authorities, as it gives rise to an increase in boomer-related crimes. To tackle this growing problem, a new special unit known as the AD Police is established. Despite their best efforts, the AD Police are unable to combat the boomer threat, given their limited resources and the vast disparity in power between them and the boomers. As a result, citizens have to rely on a group of vigilantes known as the Night Sabers for their protection. The Night Sabers are led by Sylvia Stingray, Priscilla Pris Asagiri, Nene Romanova, and Lina Yamazaki, who are equipped with power suits more advanced than those used by the military. These skilled and stunning ladies take on any boomer that poses a danger to the public. The rise of cyberpunk anime was inevitable, just as live-action Western versions of anime have become popular today. Leading this genre was Bubblegum Crisis, which expertly combined elements of cyberpunk with those that make anime unique. Today, Bubblegum Crisis is considered a classic anime title that fans should know about, just like Terminator or Star Wars. What sets Bubblegum Crisis apart from other anime is its undeniable coolness. While it may not have a clear overall direction, The series executes its themes and aesthetic with an irrepressible style. The characters, designed by Kenichi Sonoda, are impeccably designed, and their sleek, hard suit armors look like what supercars would look like if they were shaped like women. The mechanical designs by Aramaki Shinji, who later became the mechanical designer for Evangelion and director of Appleseed 2004, largely borrow from early 80s sci-fi and look fantastic. The overall design ethos is very brash, colorful, and in your face, perfectly suited for neon dystopias. If you want to watch an anime that incorporates Blade Runner aesthetics, with strong vigilante women in mecha suits fighting off robotic menaces, Bubblegum Crisis is the answer. Code Geass. One of the most iconic and well-known animes of all time after Death Note and Neon Genesis Evangelion, Code Geass gives some of the most satisfactory moments in an anime. Broadcast in 2006, Code Geass is directed by Goro Taniguchi and written by Ichiro Okuchi, which adds to its perfection. It takes place in an alternate universe where Japan is renamed Area 11 and its citizens are stripped of their rights and freedoms by the Holy Britannian Empire. The main character, Lelouch, is a former prince who seeks revenge against his father, the Emperor, and the Britannian Empire for his mother's death. He gains the mysterious power of the Geass from a girl named Cece and leads a resistance group known as the Black Knights to create a better world for his beloved sister, Nunnally. The show's popularity stems from its exceptional execution in all areas, particularly its character-driven stories that excels in character development. Unlike many anime series, Code Geass avoids stereotypes, creating fully fleshed out and realistic personalities for even its supporting characters. The series is set in a believable world that enhances the story's tragic and dramatic elements, including incredible plot twists, betrayals, and changing sides. Code Geass has no sense of good or evil, as all characters have their own motivations and are simultaneously right and wrong, good and bad. The characters must make difficult decisions and accept the consequences of their actions, resulting in a realistic and believable story that avoids the use of Deus Ex Machina or unrealistic decision-making to make the characters likable. Code Geass is produced by the same team that brought us popular series such as Gundam, Cowboy Bebop, and Witch Hunter Robin. Despite occasional instances of minimal detail, the animation is generally of a high standard, with no shortage of frames in any given scene so that the viewer doesn't miss a beat. The characters designed by Clamp often feature signature large eyes, good-looking girls, and towering male students. The production took the show seriously, avoiding cliches like sweat drops or chibi art for comedic relief. Instead, the team created realistic and expressive facial expressions to convey a range of emotions, from happiness to sadness to outright insanity. As a mecha anime, Code Geass doesn't disappoint when it comes to action sequences. The mecha battles are fast-paced and thrilling, wasting no time in delivering intense action scenes. The mecha designs themselves are also unique and innovative, featuring visible battery packs, legs for tilting and balancing, and even custom wheels for ground contact maneuverability. While the mechas don't move in the same way as Gundam models, they still look incredibly cool and add to its overall spectacle of the show. To summarize, the animation in Code Geass is excellent, with top-notch mecha action that realistically portrays the machines. The series offers an emotional roller coaster ride that's as epic as it gets, making it a must-watch for anyone seeking a compelling anime series with an anti-hero protagonist. Gundam Build Fighters. Although not set in the same universe, Gundam Build Fighters is a 2013 series in the same franchise. With a music score given by Yuki Hayashi, who is an acclaimed composer and directed by Kenji Nagasaki, Build Fighters is like a handwritten letter for all the Gundam fans out there. In the near future, there's a resurgence of the Gunpla craze, plastic models based on the popular anime series Mobile Suit Gundam, which first gained popularity in the 1980s. However, this time around, the Gunpla experience has been enhanced by the ability to control your own Gunpla creations in Gunpla battles, leading to a surge in popularity. These highly anticipated battles culminate in an annual global tournament. Our main character, Sei Iori, is a gifted Gunpla builder who aspires to compete in the World Championships. He's an only child whose family owns a model shop and have helped hone his skills over the years. Unfortunately, despite his building prowess, his piloting skills are weak, and he's suffered several first-round losses. However, his fortunes change when he meets a boy named Rayearth who has exceptional piloting abilities. Together, they form a team and set their sights on winning the Gunpla Battle World Championship. Sei is primarily responsible for building the Gunpla, while Rayearth takes on the role of a skilled pilot in battles. They share a common goal of winning the championship and are determined to succeed. Despite being a typical tournament-style show, Gundam Build Fighters manages to stay fresh with its unique and exciting characters, circumstances, and outcomes. The length of the series is perfect, never feeling too long or drawn out. The quirky and fun-loving cast is quick to display their entertaining personalities, and you can always count on a happy ending. The show is a playful take on classic tropes, creating an enjoyable and carefree atmosphere that doesn't take itself too seriously. Although the animation quality can be inconsistent, it's still visually appealing and stylish with well-drawn stills. The real highlight is the epic showdown, with dynamic and exciting battles that'll leave you on the edge of your seat. The soundtrack is also fantastic, and the talented voice cast adds to the high-energy atmosphere of the show. Gundam Build Fighters isn't just a simple anime, it's a story of mystery and intrigue, rivalries and friendships, passion and tenacity. Amidst all the action, you may even find love blossoming. This show is a true celebration of the Gundam franchise, embracing and caricaturing its past sins and memorabilia. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride with Gundam Build Fighters. Neon Genesis Evangelion. There have been very few animes that have managed to change a person when viewed, and Neon Genesis Evangelion is definitely one of them. Dealing with serious topics such as religious allegories, Japanese collectivism, existential macabre, and alienation from peers and self, Hideaki Anno put all his heart and soul into creating this masterpiece, and it shows. While the anime only aired 26 episodes, it utilized the time given to bring us some of the best existential dilemmas and fight scenes involving giant robots called Avas and humongous alien lifeforms called angels. The anime revolves around NERV, a secret organization creating Evangelions to fight angels who threaten the existence of humanity. The giant mechas are piloted by our protagonists, Shinji Ikari, Asuka Langley, and Rei Ayanami, among others, and as the anime progresses, darker secrets are revealed. The anime begins with heavy religious references such as Adam and Lilith and crucifixion, but delves deeper into topics such as Freudian slips, the conceptualization of psychodynamic relationships, criticism of otaku culture, transactions of emotional abuse, and pain and loneliness, which are rarely ever discussed in any media, let alone anime. The best part is the angle of scientific curiosity, where the mecha elements make everything so much better. Despite being one of the most known animes, it's also mostly avoided because of the extensive lore the viewers have to follow. But what they're missing out on is the tidbits of horror people experience when new information is revealed. While people know that a pilot has to be in sync with their Ava in order to operate it, as if it's a part of their body, imagine the shock they go through when they discover that Avas are not just giant robots, but are made from body parts of dead angels and can gain sentience and free will. While the first few episodes may seem like a regular giant robot post-apocalyptic story for kids, the show quickly unveils its true nature. Background story is complex and not all details are revealed, but the characters are developed more than those in many regular movies. The audience can't help but love them. Despite its sometimes silly appearance, the show has a purpose: to take viewers through every mood and emotion possible over the course of its episodes. Its originality shines through constantly. However, this is just the beginning. The real weirdness, which is still packed with substance, occurs in the last 3 episodes. No matter how the audience anticipates the story will end, the real conclusion will be far from what they predict and expect. It's impossible to describe without spoiling it. Evangelion simply blows your mind. Needless to say, this is a must-watch psychological thriller anime with interesting mecha elements in it, combined with an excellent soundtrack that'll remain timeless for years to come. King of Braves Gaogaigar. Being the 8th and last installment of the Brave franchise, King of Braves Gaogaigar was a product of the internal studio of Sunrise, Studio 7, along with director Yoshimoto Yonitani, and written by Yoshitaki Suzuki. It aired from 1997 to 1998, with 47 episodes in total, but only 25 of them were dubbed, so we suggest that you watch it in Japanese with subtitles. As to why you should watch it, here's a summary of the plot. One winter night, a married couple experiences a mysterious event that changes their lives forever. They're stunned when a strange mechanical lion comes flying toward them, carrying a baby with it. Without any explanation, the lion leaves the baby in the couple's care and disappears. The couple takes the baby in and raises him as their own. However, the incident remains a mystery and the couple has no idea what the future holds for them. 7 years later, a space shuttle named Spirits is on a routine mission when it collides with an unknown object bound for Earth. High school astronaut Guy Shishio is a passenger on the shuttle and suffers severe injuries in the accident. However, he's miraculously saved by the same mysterious lion that had brought the baby a couple of years before. Guy returns to Earth, clutching a strange green jewel that appeared in his hand during his rescue. The jewel, known as G-Stone, has the power to transform Guy into a cyborg, enhancing his strength and abilities. 2 years later, the baby that the couple had taken in is now a young boy named Mamoru, living a normal life. Unfortunately, their peaceful existence is shattered when Earth is suddenly invaded by a mysterious group known as the Zondas. In response to the threat, the Earth Defense Brigade Gutsy Geoid Guard, GGG, is established to fight against the Zondas. Mamoru is unwittingly thrust into the middle of the conflict when he encounters Guy, who is now a member of GGG. Using the power of the G-Stone, Mamoru becomes the pilot of the lion robot GoLion that saved him when he was just a baby. With the help of 3 assist vehicles designed by GGG, they fuse together to become the powerful giant robot Gaogaigar, capable of taking on the Zondas. During a battle with one of the Zondas, Gaogaigar makes a startling discovery about Mamoru. He possesses the ability to purify people who have been transformed into Zondas. This revelation puzzles the big robot, who begins to wonder about Mamoru's origins and how they may be connected to the appearance of the Zondas. As the battles continue and the mysteries deepen, Gaogaigar know that they have to uncover the truth about Mamoru and the Zondas in order to save the Earth from destruction. As a super robot anime, the robots are the star of the show in Gaogaigar. Guy, the protagonist, is a cyborg who embodies courage and bravery, becoming a beacon of hope for everyone. He's accompanied by the brave robots and the twin rescue brothers Hayoryu and Enryu. While Hayoryu is calm and level-headed, Enryu is impulsive and quick to act. Volfog, the ninja police intelligence officer, is also part of the team. Mamoru is another important character who, despite being a child, has the remarkable ability to purify Zonda cores. The show features a cast of diverse and likable characters, both robots and humans, creating a colorful and engaging world. Gaogaigar, created in the late 90s, boasts an exceptional artistic style that features well-defined lines and bright colors. Every element in the show is clearly distinguishable, with no blending or blurring. But the most impressive aspect of the show is its sound design, which is among the best in any anime. Every sound is unique, from Galleon's roar to the G-Stone charging up, and the noises used during the robot combining sequences are particularly memorable. Additionally, the show's soundtrack is remarkable, with each character having their own theme song. The theme for Gaogaigar's final fusion is particularly unforgettable, leaving a lasting impression on viewers. The voice acting is also top-notch, with Hiyama Nobuyuki delivering an outstanding performance as Guy. His enthusiastic yell of "Hikari ni Nara" is a fan favorite. Its unique and memorable characters, especially the brave robots, make it a must-watch for fans of the super robot genre. Armored Trooper Votoms. Released in 1983, Armored Trooper Votoms was created by Ryosuke Takahashi and animated by Nippon Sunrise. Aired for 52 episodes, Votoms explored the trend of hard scientific background with a lot of detail to the technicality of the robots. In the vast Astragalus galaxy, a never-ending war has been raging between the Gilgamesh and Balarant nations for over 100 years. However, the reason for this conflict has long been forgotten, and the two nations are now engaged in an uneasy truce. The main weapon used by both sides in this interstellar conflict is the Armored Trooper, a humanoid combat vehicle piloted by a single soldier. These vehicles and their pilots are commonly referred to as Votoms, which stands for Vertical One-Man Tank for Offense and Maneuvers. Despite the power and versatility of these machines, the thin armor of the armored troopers and the highly combustible liquid used in their artificial muscle means that the pilots have a very low chance of survival, earning them the derogatory nickname of Bottoms. This is also because the way Votoms and Bottoms are pronounced is the same in Japanese. The series revolves around the story of Chiriko Kuvi, a skilled armored trooper pilot and former member of the Red Shoulder Battalion, an elite military force employed by the Gilgamesh Confederation in their long-standing conflict with the Balarant Union. Chiriko's life takes a drastic turn when he's suddenly transferred to a unit assigned to a suspicious mission that unknowingly involves stealing secrets from his own side. Betrayed and left to die, Chiriko manages to survive against all odds and is subsequently arrested by the Gilgamesh military on charges of treason. He's subjected to brutal torture to extract information about his homeworld, but Chiriko refuses to give in and eventually escapes, triggering a chase that spans the entire series. Throughout the course of the series, Chiriko is relentlessly pursued by the military and criminals alike as he embarks on a quest to uncover the truth behind the operation that betrayed him. His main goal is to solve the mystery surrounding one of the objects he was assigned to retrieve, a mysterious and beautiful woman, Fianna, who becomes his sole clue to unraveling the galactic conspiracy. With his skillful piloting and quick thinking, Chiriko battles his way through enemy territory, encountering various allies and foes along the way as he delves deeper into the heart of the conspiracy. Will he be able to uncover the truth behind the war and clear his name? Only time will tell in this epic tale of war, betrayal, and redemption. Takahashi drew inspiration for the show from the American film Junior Bonner, which featured a character who traveled around the country performing in rodeo shows. This gave Takahashi the idea of creating a post-war world where mechs would fight each other for sport. It's a great show that can be called a hidden gem because not many actually know about this series. The plot is engaging, with a complex political scheme serving as the backdrop, while the characters seem to be swept up by uncontrollable forces. Some viewers may even relate to Chiriko's predicament as a man out of place in the world, hunted, haunted, and yearning for something he doesn't quite understand. Despite being made during a time when animation was limited, the show's animation is still quite good, and its depiction of mecha in the form of Votoms is unparalleled in the anime world. In fact, the realism of the mecha rivals that of Gasaraki, which is another show that was also conceived and directed by Takahashi. The background score is also unique and appealing, at least to some extent. Overall, it's an exciting series for anime enthusiasts to watch, even for those who may have overlooked it in the past. The Vision of Escaflowne. Produced by the famous Bandai Visual and TV Tokyo and directed by Kazuki Akane, The Vision of Escaflowne is an interesting mecha anime with hints of romance and fantasy in it, with the music score given by Yoko Kanno. Her work in this anime is significantly different from what she's composed for Cowboy Bebop and Darker Than Black. She made it grandiose, with epic background music to accompany the fights and crucial scenes in the anime. Gaia is a fascinating alternate dimension that had been created due to the collective wishes of the people of Atlantis. The inhabitants of Atlantis were faced with the tragic reality that their world was sinking into the ocean, and they longed for a new world to call home. As a result, Gaia came into existence, with 100 different countries and physical characteristics that are strikingly similar to Earth. Like Earth, Gaia has the same size, mass, atmospheric composition, temperature belt, and seasonal changes. One major difference between the two worlds is Gaia's weaker gravity, which enables its inhabitants to perform incredible feats of acrobatics and athleticism. The series revolves around the experiences of Hitomi Gonzaki, a young girl who finds herself transported to Gaia unexpectedly. This happens during a battle between a boy named Van and a dragon, when he appears on the high school track. Upon arriving in Gaia, Hitomi finds herself caught in the midst of a violent war between the Zyback Empire and the rest of Gaia's countries. Van, who's the king of Phenalia, is joined by Alan, an Asturian knight, in the fight to prevent the Zyback Empire from taking control of Gaia. They utilize their powerful mystical mechs, with Van commanding the Escaflowne in their effort to defeat the enemy. However, their mission becomes more challenging when they realize that Hitomi's fortune-telling powers are crucial to their success. Hitomi's psychic abilities become even more pronounced on Gaia, and she becomes instrumental in awakening Escaflowne and stopping the Zyback Empire's evil plan. The Zyback Empire is on a mission to revive the legendary power of Atlantis, and the other countries are determined to stop them. The series plot takes the audience on an exciting journey as Hitomi and the other characters battle to save their world. Throughout the series, viewers gain insight into the characters' pasts and motivations, as well as the planet Gaia's true nature and the history of Atlantis. The series was so popular that two different manga retellings were created, a version targeted towards young boys called The Vision of Escaflowne, and a girls-oriented retelling titled Hitomi, The Vision of Escaflowne. Originally planned to have a longer run, The Vision of Escaflowne had to be condensed to just 26 episodes due to a production decision. Despite this, the series manages to tie up all the plotlines and character developments into a satisfying conclusion. The pacing of the story fluctuates between slow and fast-paced sections, but it doesn't detract from the well-developed characters. The main character, Hitomi, is an excellent example of this. Instead of being a one-dimensional character, she undergoes growth that feels realistic, given the strange world she finds herself in. The relationships between the characters are also gradual and well-developed, without feeling forced or cliched. If you're a fan of mecha battles, then you'll surely be delighted to know that the show pays just as much attention to the action sequences as it does to the story and character development. There's at least one major fight in almost every other episode, and the mechas themselves are crafted to match the level of technology found on Gaia. As the story unfolds, viewers witness intense battles, intricate plot twists, and touching emotional moments, making it an exciting and engaging series. Magic Knight Rayearth. Toshihiro Hirano and Dentsu brought us Magic Knight Rayearth in 1994, and we're glad about that. Rayearth is an anime series that combines magical girl and mecha genres with parallel world fantasy. The story follows three high school girls, named Hikaru, Shido, Umi Ryuzaki, and Fu Huuji, who are brought together by fate during a field trip to Tokyo Tower. Suddenly they hear a mysterious woman's plea to save Sephiroth, and the girls are swept away by a giant flying fish to an unknown land. There they meet Master Mage Clef, who tells them that they've been invited to this land by Princess Amara to fulfill their destinies as magic knights, restoring peace and balance in Sephiroth. The land has been in disarray ever since High Priest Zagato imprisoned the princess, who acted as Sephiroth's pillar of stability. The magic knights hesitantly believe Clef's words and embark on a journey to save Sephiroth. Throughout their journey, the girls meet endearing friends and allies who assist them on their mission. There are also little side quests that the girls go on, which steer away from the main plot to keep things fresh and prevent the story from growing stale. The plot twists that happen are surprising, both with the overall storyline and with the characters. Magic Knight Rayearth is an anime that captivates viewers with its stunning aesthetic, which includes intricately designed armor, weapons, robots, and a detailed setting. The use of big jewels set into bronze trim adds to the visual appeal. The weapons and armor transform and become more powerful as they're used, adding an element of hardcore RPG style. The use of classic color-coded magical girls with red, green, and blue representing fire, wind, and water is tried and true and works well. The series offers much more than just aesthetics. The fights with monsters are varied and interesting, while the villains are deeply moving. The romantic tragedy is beautiful, while the enormous crystal palaces and gigantic magic robot space combats add a sense of epicness to the series. There's also political intrigue, fantastic anti-villains, gorgeous hand-painted backgrounds, spaceships, shoulder fairies, and demiurgic responsibilities, all of which contribute to making the anime great. There's some blood in the series, with a few scenes where the girls get stabbed and blood is shown dripping down from them. However, it never comes off as exaggerated and isn't a major part of the series. The characters in the anime are among the best in fiction, with Hikaru, Nova, Lantis and Eagle standing out as flawless. Akona is a favourite among viewers and is often used as a self-insert character. Overall, if there's one anime series that could be recommended to everyone, it'd be Magic Knight Rayearth. Zeta Gundam is a direct sequel to the original Gundam series. Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam was released in 1985, running for a season that had around 50 episodes. Yoshiyuki Tomino directed this series as he did for the rest of the installments of this franchise, and Sunrise Studios produced it, adding to the proficiency of the anime. As a direct successor to the original Gundam, this series definitely raised expectations for the rest of the upcoming sequels, because it performed really well. In the year UC 0087, 7 years after the One-Year War, the Earth Federation establishes the Titans, an elite counterinsurgency division tasked with hunting down Zeon remnants after the events of Operation Stardust. However, the Titans become overzealous and resort to brutal methods, becoming tyrannical in their ambition to rule the Earth sphere. In response, two anti-Titan resistance groups form, the AEUG and Karaba, made up of renegade soldiers from both the Earth Federal Forces and Principality of Zeon, as well as militia from space colonies. Bright Noah returns as captain of the AEUG's flagship, the assault cruiser Argama, while Quattro Begina, secretly the legendary ace pilot Shah Aznable, mentors troubled civilian Camille Bidan, who joins the AEUG due to his personal resentment toward the Titans. The series begins with a Quattro raiding a Titan's military base to obtain intelligence on a new mobile suit prototype, the Black Gundams. Camille gets caught up in the raid and helps steal the Mark II, eventually becoming the pilot of the new Z Gundam, designed by Anaheim Electronics. Meanwhile, Optimus Sirocco, a powerful new type and mobile suit developer from the Jupiter Energy Fleet, executes a coup d'etat and takes over the Titans, aiming to dominate the Earth sphere. Aman Khan, the true leader of Axis Zeon, also enters the war, leading to a three-way conflict as she plays AEUG and the Titans against each other for her own gain. Compared to Mobile Suit Gundam, Zeta's story is more mature and complex. Unlike in MSG, there isn't a single central antagonist in Zeta. This can be seen as either a drawback or an improvement, as it means the series doesn't rely too heavily on the previous story's characters. While viewers may feel like they're missing something, they might also appreciate the fresh perspective. As the story progresses, new alliances, obstacles, secrets, and politics are introduced, making the plot all the more intricate. One area where Zeta particularly excels is in building up political battles that are challenging yet easy to follow. Does this sound like something up your alley? Then stop hesitating and follow up on this wonderful anime whenever you get the time to relax and kick back. 86. The anime 86 is a military science fiction that has excellent animation quality thanks to A1 Pictures' attention to detail. The anime captures the essence of military sci-fi by creating high-quality machines, battle sequences, and character designs. The producer, Nobuhiro Nakayama, has previously worked on sci-fi projects such as Heavy Object, A Certain Magical Index, and Axel World, and the director, Toshimasa Ishii, has managed to create a storyboard that compensates for the artistic talents of the staff and turns the show into a reality. 86 is relatively straightforward to understand for new viewers. You don't need a deep understanding of the technological advancements in their world to comprehend the story. However, it may take some time to understand the capabilities of the characters and their purpose. The Republic of San Magnolia is currently at war with the Gladian Empire, but the government propagates the falsehood that there are no casualties in the conflict. This is far from the truth, as people who look different from the Alba, the silver-haired inhabitants of the Republic, are kept in a secret faction called the 86. These people are forced to fight in the war against the Empire's autonomous legion, under the command of Republican handlers. Vladilena Milize, a supporter of the 86, is assigned to the Spearhead Squadron as the new handler. However, her peers reject her due to her stance on the 86. Despite this, she continues to fight against the discrimination and cruelty against them. The Spearhead Squadron's captain is Shine Nauzen, who has earned notoriety as the sole survivor of every squadron he's been a part of. He takes it upon himself to carry the names and wishes of his fallen comrades. The anime deals with war drama elements by combining historical background storytelling with both showing and telling. Lena and Shine, who exemplify their leadership roles, must make important decisions even if they have to make them alone. The show also highlights the bond between the members of Shine's squadron, and outside the battlefield, they behave like normal people despite knowing what their future may hold. Because of their bond, there seems to be a glimmer of hope for the 86ers. Despite being a one-season show, 86 delivers an excellent story that will keep you engaged. The series falls short on one episode compared to the standard 12-episode formula, but it manages to pack a lot of content into its limited time. The music, composed by Hiroyuki Sawano, is equally excellent, with each episode's soundtrack synchronized perfectly, thus making scenes impactful. The soundtrack enhances the emotional impact of the anime's war scenes, making viewers feel exactly what the characters are feeling. Although the anime doesn't have a romantic subplot, the relationship between the members of the Spearhead Squadron is one of the most important aspects of the series. From a cinematic perspective, A1 employs split perspectives in 86, telling the story through the eyes of Lena and Shin, which is split halfway through each episode. This approach is an excellent way to flesh out the world and characters. The camera angles used during these tense moments and conversations add to the moment and help drive home the significance of the scene. This is one of those animes that are made once in a generation and imprints on your senses, leaving you in awe and in deep thought. Astro Boy. Back when Animax was still functional, it introduced us to many series that stayed with us for a long time. Especially for kids, Astro Boy was special because the protagonist was a kid himself. But here comes the twist. He was a robot with a heart. Released in 2003, it was created as a celebratory reboot of the 1963 version and featured top-quality animation that was specially made for international broadcasting. The anime series is set in a futuristic world in the year 2043, where robots are an essential part of human society. It takes place in Metro City, where Professor Okanamizu, the Minister of Science, discovers a robot boy in the ministry's basement. He reactivates the boy and adopts him, naming him Astro after the Omni module he was found on. Astro possesses many extraordinary abilities, such as rocket boosters in his hands and feet, super strength, various lasers, and super analysis powers. Additionally, he has an AI program called Kokoro, enabling him to express emotions like humans. However, Astro discovers that he's not a human, but a robotic copy of a young boy named Tobio, who was the son of a brilliant yet insane scientist, Dr. Tenma. While searching for his true identity, Astro befriends children of his age and eventually becomes a popular hero in Metro City. The anime has 2 seasons, with the first season focusing on Astro's powers and backstory. The next season of the anime is about Astro's journey to different parts of the world and space, leading up to the robot revolution. The series consists of several standalone episodes, but overall, it has a coherent storyline. Astro finds himself struggling between his human and robotic nature, trying to reconcile both sides. Characters such as the Blue Knight, who fights for the freedom of robots, and Acetylene Lamp, who is a politician staunchly against all artificial intelligence, create a dilemma that the anime deals with beautifully. The Robotonia arc in the last few episodes is the culmination of this conflict, with excellent animation that's almost theatrical and the portrayal of human emotions felt by a robot. The mecha aspect of this anime is wonderfully incorporated with the rest of the themes, so add it to your list without fail. Ninja Robots. Ninja Senshi Tobikage, known as Ninja Robots in English, is a mecha adventure anime produced by Pierrot Studio in 1985, directed by Masami Anno, and with the music by Eiji Kawamura. Ninja Robots brings us a perfect blend of Japanese culture with extensive mecha elements to it, modernizing it in a way. According to the storyline, in the 23rd century, humans have successfully colonized Mars and the Moon. However, unlike the initial settlers in the United States, most of the people who have come to Mars are convicts from Earth. The colony is ruled by a dictatorial leader named Commander Hazard Pasha, who uses military testing to determine the roles of settlers as either soldiers or laborers. Joe Meyer is a 16-year-old boy living on Mars who desires to return to Earth. He has 2 close friends, Mike Coyle and Jenny I. While running from the Martian military police, Joe and Mike stumble upon a crashed spaceship named the Xenos 5, which is under attack by enormous robots. Joe seeks refuge in the spaceship and discovers 3 human-like aliens, the stunning Princess Romina, her slender assistant Jade, and a young General Icelander. However, a robot appears and the 3 aliens disappear, leaving Joe to fend for himself. Joe discovers a ninja robot named Black Lion and hides within it. The robots continue their battle outside, and a mysterious ninja robot called Cybertron emerges and merges with Joe's robot. They transform into mechanical lions and obliterate the remaining attackers. After the conflict, Joe, Mike, and Jenny are taken captive by the aliens and brought aboard their spaceship. The aliens reveal that they're from a distant galaxy called Andromeda and are at war with the Zaboom army, which has captured their planet. They've come to the Milky Way in search of ninja warriors who can operate their 3 ninja robots. Joe, Mike, and Jenny agree to assist them for various reasons, and as they combat the continual assaults of the Zaboom army and their allies, they form new alliances and enemies. Throughout their journey, Cybertron remains enigmatic and ominous in the background, as the demographic of the anime is mainly teenagers who are obsessed with robots fighting on screen and feeling the adrenaline rushing through their veins when characters say impactful dialogues. Ninja Robots was one of the first animes that the 90s kids saw on TV. This left a tinge of sentiment to this series, and that's what makes it worth the watch. Nostalgia can be a powerful motivator sometimes, don't you think? Full Metal Panic. Aired in 2002, Full Metal Panic adapts the 3 books of its manga into a wonderful anime that incorporates action, mecha, and military genres into 24 episodes of absolute fun. The plot of the story centers around a clandestine military organization called Mithril, which specializes in combating terrorist activities. Mithril assigns a team of highly skilled personnel to safeguard Kaname Chidori, an unwitting teenage girl possessing revolutionary scientific knowledge. Individuals like her are referred to as Whispered, and their knowledge is highly sought after by various intelligence agencies and organizations worldwide to create cutting-edge weaponry and technologies. To carry out this task, 2 sergeants, Susuke Sagara and Kurtz Weber, are given the responsibility of protecting Kaname in secret. Suzuki in particular is asked to infiltrate Kaname's high school by posing as one of her classmates. However, he struggles to adapt to his new civilian environment due to his military background and social awkwardness, which frequently draws unwanted attention to him. Despite Suzuki's sincere efforts to perform his duties, the mission becomes more complicated after a terrorist attack. Suzuki identifies the individual behind the assault and abandons his orders to prioritize Kaname's safety. Meanwhile, various intelligence organizations and other parties relentlessly pursue Kaname's abilities, making it even more challenging to protect her. The anime was produced by Gonzo and had good animation quality. However, the character and mecha designs weren't particularly original. One aspect worth noting was the use of contrasting colors to highlight the difference between battle scenes, which were darker and more somber, and the school environment, which was bright and cheerful. The variety of characters' hair colors added to the overall vibrancy and cleanliness of the animation. The only downside was the unimpressive computer graphics used for the submarine. The opening and ending songs were both enjoyable, with the ending song being especially calming. The voice actors were well suited to their respective characters, with Chidori's emotional moments and Suzuki's serious demeanor portrayed convincingly. The strength of the series lies in its well-developed characters, each of whom is unique and likable. The chemistry between Chidori and Suzuki was particularly captivating and propelled the plot forward. The main characters that stood out were Chidori, Suzuki, and Testarossa. Chidori appeared angelic but could quickly become a formidable opponent. Suzuki, a teenage soldier, struggled to adapt to civilian life and often mistook harmless situations for potential terrorist attacks. Watching their relationship develop was a highlight of the series. Testarossa added an interesting dynamic to the story and helped flesh out the characters of Chidori and Suzuki. Despite being a strong and caring leader, she was also clumsy and likely a hopeless romantic. Overall, we can say that it's at least a one-time watch that'll keep you engaged throughout. Big O. Designed by Keiichi Sato, Big O was a mecha anime released as a television show between 1999 and 2000 in Japanese and in 2001 in English. Set in a fictional city where the residents have no memories of their past due to the event erasing them all, the town of Paradigm is drowning in class disparity, with the rich thriving and the poor starving, thinking that they're the last survivors of this world. Amidst all this, a man named Roger Smith is paired with a female robot named Dorothy Wainwright and his butler Norman Berg to negotiate with people and provide his necessary services to the authoritarian state of Paradigm. Being a smooth talker who can weasel and convince his way out of any situation, the series follows their journey and how they deal with each problem that arises. Despite only running for 26 episodes, the series has pretty interesting elements in it, such as references to Western and Japanese media of the 1970s and 80s, along with the soundtrack being a perfect mixture of various genres and music styles. But the main attraction is the gentle, faithful giant Big O, after whom the series is named. He is a relic and a reminder of the past that everyone around him has forgotten, and also a key component to setting things right if people wished for it. The voice actors for the antagonists have done a really good job of portraying the emotions and intentions of the characters, along with the fight choreography being excellent. The mecha aspect of the anime is unique as well, giving the robots a steampunk appearance, especially Big O and Big Foe, who are a pivotal part of the series. The way the characters dress also reflects the fashion statements from the mid to late 19th century, setting it apart from the rest of the mecha anime. Combined with the complexity and ingenuity of the premise and characters, the music and animation style definitely makes it worth your time. Appleseed. This mecha anime is based on a manga by Masamune Shirow, which is also named Appleseed. It was released in 2011 and is 13 episodes long. It was produced by Production IG and directed by Takayuki Hamana. Junichi Fujisaku was the script supervisor for the show. It was later turned into 2 full-length feature films, and the story is set in the city-nation of Olympus, which stands as a beacon of hope amid a world of turmoil after World War III. The war was a worldwide struggle waged with non-nuclear weapons that nearly halved the Earth's population. Although Olympus appears to be a tranquil metropolis from the outside, hidden racial, religious, and political disputes between humans, bioroids, and cyborgs pose a danger to the finely calibrated serenity of this purported utopia. It's governed by bioroids, humans who have been cloned using superior DNA, and is protected against terrorists by elite military troops. Doina Nuts, a former member of the LAPD SWAT team, and her multifunctional cyborg partner, Rayearth, are 2 of them. Further, the Human Liberation Front and the Argonauts, the HLF's terrorist wing, pose a threat to them. The series has some wonderful use of symbolism along with intense action scenes and a really well-curated music score. Mobile Suit Gundam AGE Memory of Eden. Mobile Suit Gundam AGE Memory of Eden is a really interesting mecha anime. The 12-part series launched in 2011, and the anime is a part of Sunrise's long-running Gundam franchise. Akihiro Hino, the president of the gaming business Level 5, was in charge of the series, which was initially teased in the July edition of Shogakukan's Koro Koro comic. This plot of the Gundam meta-series takes place on a futuristic Earth that's tormented by an interplanetary conflict that lasts a century. 3 heroes from the same family battle to save Earth and its space colonies from a technologically far more sophisticated alien species, as the story's 3 main characters each pilot their own variation of the Mecha. The series shows the friendship and rivalry of Asemu and Z-Heart beautifully instead of focusing on the 3-generational fight against the Vagan storyline. The animations of the show are also exceptionally well done, and the series has given us some incredible action scenes. It's very well directed, and the story doesn't drag on at any point, making it really enjoyable to watch. The music only adds to the brilliance of the show and engages us with the series on a deeper level. Fans of Gundam AGE will definitely enjoy watching Memory of Eden, because the series mainly focuses on Asemu and Z-Heart. Valvrave the Liberator. Valvrave the Liberator is a wonderful mecha anime produced by Sunrise. Ichiro Kochi wrote the screenplay, which is directed by Kei Matsuo. 3 groups or factions exist in this universe, which is made up of 70% of humankind. The series ran for 2 seasons, each consisting of 12 episodes. It was shown on MBS, with the first season airing in April and June of 2013, and the second season airing in October and December of the same year. In the show, humanity has successfully colonized space in the 71st year of the True Era, and has begun to live in freestanding galactic settlements. The Atlantic Rim United States, ARUS, and the Dorsia Military Pact Federation, Dorsia, are the 2 most powerful countries on the globe, and they often engage in conflict with one another both on Earth and in remote regions of space. A third group, made up of Japan and the islands of the Oceanian Republic, Gyore, lives quietly and is economically successful in this time of conflict while keeping a distance from its aggressive neighbors. A surprise Dorsian fleet penetrates the neutral Gyore colony in space, upending 17-year-old Haruto Tokishima's placid life, and thus throwing us into the story of Valvrave the Liberator. The animation and the art shown in the anime are absolutely beautiful, and it's all accompanied by a really nice music score. In the end, all we'll say is that since the series is produced by Sunrise, be prepared for the unexpected to happen. Darling in the Franxx. A1 Pictures, Trigger, and Cloverworks collaborated to develop this 2018 Japanese monster romance mecha anime television series, Darling in the Franxx, which made its debut in January 2018. The series was unveiled at the Anime Expo panel by Trigger in 2017. In January 2018, serialization for a Kentaro Yabuki manga translation and another 4-panel comic strip manga started. The Darling in the Franxx anime series depicts a post-apocalyptic future in which the Klausosaur monsters pose a continual danger to human civilization. The leaders of mankind create pairs of male, Stamen, and female, Pistil, robots and weapons called Franxx to fight back against the monsters. In a post-apocalyptic future where procreation and other common human activities have become unpopular with the general population, children are brainwashed, emotionally depleted, and taught to operate the Franxx weapons to fight the Klausosaurs. The plot follows a group of 10 pilots with special attention paid to Hero, a previous prodigy, and Zero 2, an exceptional pilot who's a hybrid human with aspirations of becoming fully human. The series has only peaked with each episode. It portrays emotions really well, and as the audience, you empathize with the characters because of how well it's done. The animation is also absolutely beautiful, making this one worth a watch. Aldnoah.Zero. Aldnoah.Zero is a brilliant mecha anime series created by A1 Pictures and Olympus Knights. Its first season aired in July 2014, with its second season airing in quick succession in 2015. Coming to the plot, the human race was once able to teleport to Mars thanks to the discovery of a hypergate on the moon. Those who made the decision to dwell there discovered a level of technology that was considerably superior to that of their home planet, which they called Aldnoah. The Ver's Empire of Mars was established as a result of this revelation, and war was declared against the Terrans, those who remained on Earth. Yet, a conflict on the moon that subsequently came to be known as Heaven's Fall prompted the hypergate to detonate, destroying the moon and forcing the 2 worlds to come to an iffy truce. However, the serenity they shared was flimsy. Inaho Kaizuka, a high school student, witnesses the planned murder of Princess Asylum, Verza Lucia of the Ver's Empire, who had traveled to Earth in an effort to mend relations between the Empire and its motherland. 15 years later, the Martians again wage war on the Terrans once the ceasefire is broken. Thus, Inaho and his companions must now battle the Ver's Empire to end the conflict in the face of this unbeatable foe. Wonderful music, terrific characters, superb animation, and a satisfyingly dramatic, action-packed narrative drive this show's atmospherics. The cliched stereotypes of traditional anime are effectively contested in this series, and in the end, you're left wanting more. SSSS.Gridman. The tokusatsu series Denku Shujin Gridman, which ran from 1993 to 1994, was adapted into a mecha anime television series called SSSS.Gridman. Subaraya Productions was behind Gridman and the Ultra series, and Trigger collaborated on the project. From October to December 2018, 12 episodes were broadcast. From April to June 2021, SSSS Dyna Zenon, the sequel, was televised. Interestingly, the show took inspiration from Ultraman. Now, for the story. The main character of the anime is Yuta Hibiki, a first-year high school student with amnesia who lives in the hypothetical Japanese city of Tsujidai. On an outdated computer, the child meets the hyper-agent Gridman, who tells him he has a task to complete. Yuta then sets out to figure out what those words mean and how to restore his memories. Eventually, the abrupt emergence of kaiju alters the customary relationship between Yuta and his classmates. In order to combat kaiju, Yuta can combine with Gridman. However, after the kaiju assault, people's memories are wiped and those who pass away are forgotten. With support from enigmatic Gridman's companions who can change into weapons that Gridman can employ in battle, Yuta and his friends are now working as the Gridman Alliance to defeat the kaiju and discover what is really going on with the missing people. The visuals in the show are absolutely phenomenal, and by visuals I don't just mean the fight scenes. The show is designed with care and it shows in the details. It's definitely a must-watch. Gaiking. Gaiking is a 44-episode mecha anime series. Each episode lasts 25 minutes apiece and aired from April 1976 to January 1977. Gaiking was significant for being the first Super Robot series to use a mobile carrier for the chief robots and for being one of the few Super Robot programs to take place in actual locations outside of Japan. The narrative of the story followed the conflict between the crew of the semi-transformable carrier Daiku Maryu and the Dr. Daimonji-created super robot Gaiking against an alien invasion force known as the Dark Horror Army. This army is from the planet Zela, whose star Sigma is turning into a black hole and destroying their world as their people begin to disappear. The Daiku Maryu and its support machine's dinosaur-inspired looks and the usage of a portion of the carrier to create the main robot are notable features of the series. Sanshiro Suwabuki, a former baseball player, is chosen to operate the robot Gaiking because he possesses latent psychic abilities that make him the only person capable of doing so. All other candidates with comparable abilities have been killed by alien agents, and he himself has been hurt in an attack that has ended his sporting career. The features that set Gaiking apart from other mecha are its golden skull-shaped body made from the Daiku Maryu's head and its golden horns. The entire series is simply too good. The animation is beautiful with intense action scenes. The direction of the anime is also wonderful. The voice actors make you feel every emotion the character is feeling, allowing you to empathize with them and form a deeper connection. Machine Robo Rescue. Machine Robo Rescue is a Sunrise-produced Japanese mecha anime series from 2003. It's the third installment of the Machine Robo anime trilogy, which was inspired by the Plex and Bandai toy line. Hideki Sonoda wrote the script, which was directed by Mamoru Kanbei. It had a total of 53 episodes and was broadcast on TV Tokyo from January 8, 2003 to January 3, 2004. Now, let's look at the backdrop of the story. In the future, particular talent and training will define a person's ability to accomplish a task, not their age. For robots and young people to work together and save people from danger, Machine Robo Rescue, MMR, is founded. Later, 12 kids with a range of skills are chosen to participate in this initiative called Robo Rescue. Meet Uzora Taiyu, one of the kids selected to participate in the MMR program. On his first training day, he arrives late and proceeds to do a hot rescue with Jet Robo. A mystery robot from the enigmatic The Star organization, however, suddenly materializes in front of the MMR squad to obstruct the rescue. Uzora Taiyu then begins living as one of the kids selected as a member of MMR and becomes a part of the MMR team that will undergo further challenging and difficult training in order to save the lives of countless people. This anime is more family-friendly than many others on our list. There's no blood or gore, but despite all that, the action scenes are still phenomenal. Superdimension Century August. Another really great mecha anime series is the Superdimension Century August. It served as the basis for the OVA follow-up series August.Zero 2. The Superdimension Fortress Macross and the Superdimension Cavalry Southern Cross came before August in Big West's The Superdimension Trilogy. Mankind has created a gigantic Earth-to-sky lift called an orbital elevator in the year 2062. However, it's also led to a major conflict between the two superpowers of Earth. Kei Katsuragi, an August mecha fighter pilot of the Freedom Space Corps, is given the urgent order to use the Space-Time Oscillation Bomb, a lethal new superweapon that pulls power from reality's fabric to destroy the elevator. Kei completes his goal, but as the bomb goes off, it forces many realities to merge to form a brand new Gestalt cosmos. Kei crashes into his futuristic planet consisting of machines and aliens, where he finds himself embroiled in a new superpower conflict between the aggressive Chilam and the gypsy-like Aman races. He's viewed by both sides as a Taquitan, a singularity, the key to triumph, and the solution to the entire dimensional conundrum. The anime follows him as he prepares to live in the new world while forming new connections and reuniting with old old ones, but also trying to mend reality and return things to normal. This one is also another mecha anime that needs to make it onto your watch list if you're a fan of the genre. Genesis Climber Mospeda. The anime Genesis Climber Mospeda aired from 2nd of October 1983 to 23rd of March 1984. One of the series' transformable motorcycle armors is called Mospeda, which stands for Military Operations Soldier Protection Emergency Aviation Dive Armor. The Armo fighter AFC-01 Geass, a three-form transformable fighter, is the other main mecha depicted in the program. Similar to Macross and Southern Cross, Mospeda was adapted as the third iteration of the American television series Robo, and was, interestingly, the one that was the least edited. The plot is quite interesting and is set in a world where the Earth has been invaded by aliens known as the Inbits. They've turned Earth into their base, causing humans to flee to the moon and their colonies on Mars. However, considering that some humans have been left behind on Earth, the others send regular rescue and recapture operations, making use of their futuristic weapons and trained soldiers. All of these operations fail as the men perish, but a man named Bernard emerges as the sole survivor in one particular mission. What follows is his journey of reclamation and fight against the Inbit to gain freedom and take back control of their home planet as he gathers more rebellious humans along the way. The show is a brilliant story of planetary doom and subsequent hope. Family, companionship, humanity, collaboration, neglect, and morality are major themes that are well expressed in Mospeda's plot and characters. Last but not least, the mecha designs in Genesis Climber Mospeda are unique and diverse. In fact, one of the first programs to feature more than 2 mecha transformation modes was this one. Mospeda stands out among 1980s mecha cartoons because of the Inbits mecha's natural beast-like appearance. This one is definitely worth a watch. Getter Robo Armageddon. Getter Robo Armageddon, produced by Bandai Visual between August 25, 1998 and May 25, 1999, featured animation by Brains Base and Studio OX. The Getter Robo manga and anime series, developed by Ken Ishikawa and Go Nagai, served as the inspiration for this OVA. Although the series incorporates many elements from earlier Getter Robo manga and anime episodes, as well as additional elements from Ken Ishikawa's body of work, it has its own unique plot. Getter Robo Armageddon is a sequel to the adventures of an older hero group and the tale of the formation of a new one, being set right after the Moon Wars. This anime features 2 Getter Robo teams, one old and one new, embroiled in an effort to take back their planet from invaders. There's something to look forward to post every episode, because this anime is very watchable and is packed with action and gore as gigantic robots battle alien invaders. The graphics in this series serves as the main attraction for viewers. The environment, mechs, and the way the invaders move are incredible, and the character designs are extremely interesting. It's always entertaining to watch the invaders move before blowing up after being struck by a massive mecha-sized axe or something. This anime features a wide range of mecha. Of course, the majority of them are merely members of the so-called super robot army and will perish in battle. Still, watching them in action never fails to disappoint. This series is also often credited with being the greatest robot action anime to ever be made. Genesis of Aquarion. Shoji Kawamori created and directed the Japanese cartoon television program Genesis of Aquarion, which was made by Satellite. From April 4th to September 26, 2005, TV Tokyo aired a television series titled Aquarion. The Genesis of Aquarion OVA, a different take on that TV show, debuted on May 25, 2007. The story is once again one of battle and strife and is set in a futuristic world where the only weapon mankind has against the technologically sophisticated species known as the Shadow Angels is a massive fighting machine called the Aquarion. According to the lore of the show, the mythical entities known as Shadow Angels, winged immortals with mighty abilities and advanced technology, had mankind at their mercy. That was until Apollonius, a Shadow Angel, fell in love with Celiane, a female human fighter. In the show, using the fabled giant fighting robot Aquarion, Apollonius combines forces with humans to free humanity from oppression. He is able to seal the Shadow Angels away, but as of the start of the anime, the Shadow Angels have gotten free and have returned to cause havoc on Earth using mecha units and harvesting machines to try and capture the people living in the cities. The show follows mankind's battle against these Shadow Angels as it delves into a Monster of the Week pattern. Genesis of Aquarion is primarily a mecha anime, as evidenced by the machines that soar up to fight the Shadow Angels in each episode. But given that most of the cast appears to be young individuals with various magical abilities, it also seems to have a fantasy element. All in all, you get a fast-paced anime that also manages to concentrate on character development and growth. Further, it also has a post-apocalyptic element, tons of religious references, and psychodrama to keep you hooked until the very end. Beast King GoLion. The Japanese super robot cartoon television program Beast King GoLion is the next mecha anime on our list. The plot of GoLion takes place in 1999, a time when the Galra Empire has already conquered and subjugated a planet known as Altair. Akira Kogani, Takashi Shirogane, Isamu Kurogane, Tsuyoshi Saido and Hiroshi Suzuki, 5 space pilots, return to Earth after their most recent space expedition, only to discover that the world has been destroyed by a catastrophic nuclear war known as World War III. The invading Galra Empire ambushes the explorers, seizes them, sells them into slavery, and forces them to battle for their lives in Emperor Daibazal's arena. The young pilots manage to flee and eventually arrive on the planet Altair, where they learn the identity of the formidable sentient robot GoLion, the only tool potent enough to vanquish the forces of Emperor Daibazal, and learn its secret. GoLion is an egotistical robot who had attempted to challenge the universe's goddess to a duel thousands of years ago, but was unsuccessful. Due to GoLion's arrogance, the goddess forced him to learn humility by shattering him into 5 robot lions that traveled through space and settled on Altair. There, he patiently waited for those who would one day revive him to battle evil once more. The 5 of them are finally taken on by the Princess of Altair, Fala, to serve as GoLion's new pilots and aid her in beginning a revolt against the Galra Empire. It's a well-known and vintage mecha adventure series. We can say that the series was responsible for popularizing the mecha subgenre in America and ultimately throughout the rest of the globe. It paved the way for subsequent higher-caliber series like Macross, Gundam, and Patlabor. Beyond that, it's just another mecha series with a monotonous, repetitive plot and a 10-to-1 filler episode ratio, despite its immense historical value. Knights of Sidonia. Tsutomu Nihai is the creator of the Japanese comic series Knights of Sidonia. Between April 2009 and September 2015, Godannar published it in Monthly Afternoon, a seinen manga magazine. The chapters were collected in 15 tankbon volumes. Polygon Pictures later created an adaptation in the form of an anime television show. Knights of Sidonia tells the tale of Nagate Tanikaze, a future guard pilot and underdweller, whose task is to protect the enormous starship Sidonia from the Gaogaigar, a hostile alien race. The story takes place in the year 3394, 1,000 years after humanity left Earth after it was wiped out by a species of shape-shifting aliens called the Gaogaigar. The surviving humans fled on hundreds of enormous spacecrafts made from the planet's wreckage. One such ship is the Sidonia, which is protected by enormous mechanized weapons called guards, whose weapons and movement are powered by Higgs particles. Sidonia has evolved its own human culture that's closely modeled on that of Japan. Further, for a deeper understanding of the main mecha in this series, it has a powerful cannon for long-range attacks and a kabizashi spear for close-quarters fighting. An uncommon and obscure material that has the special ability to destroy a Gaona's core makes up the tip of the kabizashi. Interestingly, since July 4th, 2014, the series has been localized and aired by Netflix in all of its regions, making it the first anime series on the site to be available in Dolby Vision HDR. Last but not least, a fantastic dissection of the space opera subgenre is found in Knights of Sidonia. The setting it depicts is carefully designed to investigate the effects of a lone human colony ship roaming among the stars. The series is reminiscent of Battlestar Galactica 2004, in that real-world mechanics are present and other things like food and fuel are also present. Thus, you should watch Knights of Sidonia if you're looking for an entertaining science fiction anime or just want a realistic spin on programs like Macross and Gundam. Martian Successor Nadesico. Martian Successor Nadesico, also known as just Nadesico, is a Japanese anime television series created by TV Tokyo, Yumiko Advertising, and Zebek. It was directed by Tatsuo Sat and features super cool original character designs created by manga artist Kiya Asamiya, Chief Animation Director Kaiji Goto, Chief Mechanical Designer Mika Akitaka, and music by Takayuki Hattori. Being a mecha anime, the story is futuristic in nature, and 2196 is the year in which the story is set. The Jovian lizards, an extraterrestrial invasion force, and Earth are at war. The ND-001 Nadesico is a space cruiser created by Nurgle Heavy Industries. What's important here is the crew, all of whom have unique personalities. Despite this fact, the ship is strong and its crew is made up of the best civilian experts in their disciplines. Akito Tenkawa, the main character, is a young boy with an obscure past. He was once an inhabitant of Mars's Utopia colony, but after it was destroyed by the Jovian lizards, he managed to escape and ended up on Earth. He has no recollection of how he got there, only a terrible fear of the alien invaders. On board the Nadesico, he just wishes to be a cook, but is frequently called into combat as a pilot of the ship's robot combat force, the Aestivalis. He's an ardent admirer of the super robot anime Gaogaigar 3. In addition, he must resist the advances of several female crew members, including the sassy captain Eureka Misumaru, a childhood acquaintance. Aside from its main storyline, the anime series Nadesico is also highly metatextual, with many of its thematic components strongly referencing the narrative styles of mecha anime that have come before it. This idea even appears in the narrative of the show, where the in-universe anime Gaogaigar 3, which is probably a reference to Get a Robo, serves as a major motivator for a number of the characters and even serves as a framing device for many of the series events. All in all, Nadesico makes a lot of efforts to honor the traditional mecha themes upon which it's been built. Last Hope. Satellite created and drew the Japanese-Chinese anime television series Last Hope. It was conceived, written and directed by Shoji Kawamori, Hidekazu Sato, and Toshizo Nomoto. It had its online debut on March 29, 2018 on Netflix Japan and was televised locally on April 4, 2018 by Tokyo MX and its affiliate channels. On September 15, 2018, Netflix launched a global distribution of the Mecha anime series, which is currently available for viewing. The story is set in the year 2038 and 7 years have passed since the Xianglong Crisis, in which a quantum reactor exploded and set off a sequence of events that wiped out civilization. This also sparked a rapid evolutionary process that transformed the majority of animals into biomechanical creatures known as Bray, biological revolutionary of accelerated intellect. The city of Neo-Xianglong established the creation of Moev, multi-purpose organic evolution vehicle Mecha, to fend off the Bray. The series is a typical mecha science fiction action anime, with humanity battling mutated animals for survival, and it's brilliantly done. Anything with Shoji Kawamori's name on it is guaranteed to be super entertaining. He's the brains behind Macross, a starship designer for space battleship Yamato, and his design credits include Aquarion, Eureka 7, Gundam, Ghost in the Shell, Patlabor, Cowboy Bebop, and an array of others. For fans of mecha-inspired anime like myself, his name evokes enormous amounts of admiration and regard. Definitely catch this one on Netflix. Godannar. Yasuchika Nagaoka, Anime International Company, and Project Godannar are the minds behind the Japanese anime television series Godannar. The series is made by AIC and OLM, with Hiroyuki Kawasaki acting as the show's primary scriptwriter and Nagaoka as its director. The giant robot mecha vs. monsters adventure comedy is wonderfully ridiculous. It stars Go and Anna, a young married couple who are also pilots of giant robots that connect to form Godannar, an extremely powerful giant mecha with special finishing moves to put an end to amnetic beasts that pose a threat to humanity. Godannar is super strong and possesses at least twice the power of the individual mecha that combine to finally make the Godannar. Go and Anna are the primary deterrents guarding Japan against the Dannar base, but they're also part of a global defense system shielding people from the ongoing danger posed by amnetic beasts. The strain of the conflict seeps into Go and Anna's young marriage, which is put to the test severely by a sequence of events because, after all, love is a battlefield too. There's a lot of drama, a lot of screaming and shouting, and a lot of outrageous silliness in this anime. However, that's not to say that it's not entertaining. This show has wonderful animation in addition to a pretty pleasant and colourful art style. The mecha designs are quite good, and the 80s aesthetic lends a unique flair to the show, making it a good mecha watch. Mazing Kaiser. Based on the Mazing Kaiser concept that first appeared in the Super Robot Wars video games and the original Meganza Z manga by Go Nagai, Mazing Kaiser is a Japanese anime OVA created by Brains Base and Dynamic Productions. Masahiko Murata directed the OVA series, which Satoru Nishizono and Shinzo Fujita wrote. The OVA features Kuji Kabuto, Tetsuya Tsurugi, and the rest of the Mazinger team as they battle Dr. Hell's mechanical beasts while Kuji discovers Mazing Kaiser, the most potent robot ever created in a deserted laboratory. As Kuji deals with Mazing Kaiser's strength and continues his efforts of thwarting Dr. Hell's forces, the story details his interactions with the device and the adventures that follow. Kuji eventually learns the ropes and thus acquires one of the most potent mechs ever created for anime. I really do mean it when I say most potent. Even after being thrown into a volcano, Mazing Kaiser never sustains any bodily harm. Animation is the one thing this program excels at, hands down. For an anime OVA that came out in 1999, it looks terrific and is incredibly expressive. The theme music is absolutely amazing, and the designs are retro-inspired and sleek. When Jam Project is singing the theme song, it's difficult to go wrong. The degree of fan service in this series is amazing, with explosions and enormous robots everywhere. In summary, Mazing Kaiser is at the top of its game for a formulaic action mecha series that's heavy on action and light on story. And to be completely honest, it never tries to be anything else. For what it is, it's incredibly entertaining. Psybuster. 26 episodes of the anime Psybuster were created by Bandai Visuals, NAS, and TV Tokyo, and animated by Ashi Productions. Between May 3rd, 1999 and October 25th, 1999, it was broadcast in Japan. It's partially based on the Psybuster mech from the Super Robot Wars video game series and its original characters. The plot is dystopic and is set after a disaster struck Tokyo in 2029, with the story taking place in the year 2040. The main character, Ken Ando, enters the DC organization, which has been charged with cleaning up Tokyo. The organization begins a process of militarization after an unknown robot starts attacking the DC cleanup teams, and Ken discovers the secrets it conceals. This is one of those incredibly underrated series that benefits from some really compelling writing with suitable turns, twists, and surprises, and a protagonist who makes you happy and annoyed at the same time. You also see a hero who has his own problems, a father he thinks is a deadbeat, a sister who's chronically ill and who will stop at nothing to care for, and a female best friend he can't acknowledge he has real feelings for. We undoubtedly have high opinions of this 23-year-old series. Watch Cybuster right away if you're sick of more recent filler shows and are seeking a strong, important narrative or looking for good vintage mecha to watch. Tekkaman Blade. A 1992 Japanese anime television series called Tekkaman Blade was created by Tatsunoko Production and Sotsu Agency. Hiroshi Negishi directed the show, which Mayuri Sekijima and Satoru Akahori wrote. The plot centers on the Space Knights, a group fighting the Radam, an alien race. Takaya Aiba, who can change into the armored fighter known as Tekkaman Blade, helps the Space Knights in their battle against the aliens. The Tekkaman designs and transformations are intricate and incredibly distinctively organic, which helps set this anime apart from today's standard robot and mecha anime. The Tekkaman Blade's edginess and arcs give it a more unique samurai look in contrast to the original Tekkaman, which had a more European knightly appearance, hence the name Space Knight, and really complement the action's fast-paced, energetic and agile nature. In an era when nearly all science fiction series featured only bulky robots throwing missiles and battling with swords, Tekkaman had fantastic fights by fusing mecha elements with martial arts. The greatest action science fiction series is still this one. It has awesome combat armor, love, hate, sorrow, and the human psyche are some of the themes it touches on. What more could a person ask for? Many of the moments will seem forced or repetitive, but once the fight starts, everything is forgotten and people get drawn into the mecha universe. The first half of this series moves as quickly as it possibly can, but the second half takes its own sweet time to reach the conclusion. Fans of drama and thrill will enjoy this anime series. Future Robot Daltanius. The anime television series Future Robot Daltanius was broadcast on Tokyo Channel 12 from March 21, 1979 to March 5, 1980. It's a 47-episode animated television series created by Toei Animation and Nippon Sunrise. According to the plot, the Tsar Empire from the planet Aquarion in the Tsar star system subjugated Earth in 1995. The survivors of Earth began to live in slum towns and remote villages because all of its cities were devastated. The story centers on an orphan named Kento and his friends, who hide out in a cave to avoid being attacked by bandits. They subsequently discovered Dr. Earl's covert base from the Tsar-conquered world Helios inside the cave. The super robot Atlas, whose power increases when combined with the intelligent lion robot Berelios, has been taken to Earth by Dr. Earl and is the pinnacle of Helian technology. The powerful robot Daltonius is subsequently created when the robots come together with the Helian combatant Gumper. The series kickstarts as Kento is given command of the battle for Earth by Dr. Earl. This program is incredibly fascinating to watch. Even though it's old and has many sequences with characters who are silly and off-model, the anime is still excellent. There's something about it that breathes vitality into the program, particularly a lot of the mecha fights, which despite using a lot of stock footage still make viewers excited. They have close-quarter battles and it never fails to create some tension, especially considering how frequently the Daltonius is forced into tight spaces. The animation picks up super strongly when the Daltonius enters space, and the visuals are just top-notch. Gravion. Gonzo is the company behind the Japanese animated television program Gravion. From October 7th to December 16th of 2002, 13 episodes were broadcast in Japan. 12 extra episodes of Gravion's Y, which were published in 2004 and broadcast in Japan from January 8th to March 25th, addressed the queries raised by the first series. With mecha designs from Kunio Okawara, Masami Barry developed and directed both Gravion and Gravion's Y. As far as the plot is concerned, the story takes place in 2041 AD. Zeravir, a brand new adversary, emerges out of nowhere in the solar system and begins destroying every military facility it encounters. But a wealthy man by the name of Klein Sandman has been clandestinely assembling his troops and has knowledge of this impending invasion, and Gravion, a massive automation that draws energy from gravity, is his main weapon. In the meantime, a young man by the name of AGE sneaks into Sandman's base to look for his lost sister. He encounters another young man there by the name of Toga, and these two must now engage in combat alongside 4 other people on board the powerful robot Gravion to repel the Zeravir danger. Gravion is a show that takes on the mecha anime genre, adopting various aspects from animes like Evangelion, Vandred, and every other big mecha series out there. Hence, this one comes to us from the depths of the land of mecha series. Really, folks, this series has it all, from the enigmatic invaders whom no one seems to understand, to the zillions of maids and a gigantic robot that resembles every other robot. However, despite not bringing anything particularly new to the table, it uses a tried and tested formula and is able to create an entertaining watch for people. Star Driver. The Japanese anime television series Star Driver was developed and animated by Bones. From October 2010th to April 2011, it aired on MBS and TBS for a total of 25 episodes. Aniplex of America, the anime's North American licensee, enabled it to be broadcast on Hulu, Crackle, and Crunchyroll with English subtitles. Southern Cross Isle is a made-up location where Star Driver takes place. A boy by the name of Takuto washes up on the beach one night after swimming all the way from the mainland. Later, he enrolls as a student at Southern Cross High School, where he meets new people. A collection of enigmatic giants known as Sidebodies, however, are located beneath the school and can be commanded by people in a different dimension called Zero Time. Takuto is forced into conflict with the Glittering Crux Brigade, a shadowy organization that wants to seize control of the island's Sidebodies for its own ends and destroy the seals that the island's 4 Shrine Maidens have placed on them, which prevents the Sidebodies from operating outside of Zero Time. This one is an action-oriented mecha anime, which has innumerable fight sequences and cool transformations. It's also a series about desire, even to the point where a person's libido determines whether they can operate a Sidebody. They're truly driven by desire. Every character battles because they want something or someone in particular. They occasionally fail or discover something else that offers them meaning. Additionally, some people's journeys involve discovering that the goals might bring them more suffering than pleasure. All in all, this one is a hidden gem. Gazaraki. Gazaraki is a relatively unknown series as far as the genre of mecha anime is concerned. Sunrise is the creator of the mecha cartoon television program Gazaraki. Ryusuke Takahashi, who co-created the series with Sunrise, also served as its director. Toru Nozaki wrote the movie script. Yushiri Goa, the protagonist of the show, controls a bipedal weaponry system known as a TA, or tactical armor. News stories are a major plot device used in this series and follow the events as they unfurl. The Goa family that Yushiro belongs to is trying to communicate with an entity called Gazaraki. The mecha aspect of the show comes largely from the bipedal combat robots which are being used in battle for the first time during the course of the show's events. The conflicts that emerge and a good attempt to reimagine robot animes are given a fantastic setting by the marriage of contemporary war and traditional Japanese values. It's an anime that focuses on robots, but it's not an action-heavy series. It favors letting the plot take precedence over action, which is much more similar to the Patlabor movies. Despite this, it has stunning visuals, particularly in the final volume. Everything, especially the girl, is very well done, including the backgrounds and mecha battles. The mecha battles have clearly been given more attention in terms of animation than anything else in the series, but that's to be anticipated and even welcomed as it gives the mecha battles a clear, appealing appearance. The main plot is intriguing, and the characters experience a lot of growth throughout the course of the series. This one is a very likable anime. Space Runaway Ideon. Following his most well-known effort, Mobile Suit Gundam, Yoshihiko Tomino created and directed the 1980 anime television series Space Runaway Ideon for Sunrise. It first debuted on TV Tokyo from 1980 to 1981. It was followed by the release of 2 feature films in 1982 and was subsequently aired in Japan starting in September 2006 by the satellite TV network Animax. Yuichi Higuchi of Studio Submarine made the mechanical designs, and Tomonori Kagawa created the character designs. Additionally noteworthy is the fact that the series took home the Animage Anime Grand Prix Award for the second half of 1980. The plot opens with a group of archaeologists. They're unaware that they've discovered something that will alter the history of humanity when Earth archaeologists on the planet Solo uncover a collection of strange vehicles. What is even more shocking is learning that the Buff Clan, a second human species, is also looking for the mechs. The 2 races engage in a deadly rivalry as they contend for control of what the Buff Clan refers to as the AGE secrets. The Buff Clan initially has the advantage in the battle, but when young Cosmo Yuki and his pals unintentionally turn on the antiquated devices that make up the Ideon, the most potent robot the universe has ever seen, everything is turned upside down. The show follows their journey as they try to make their way back to Earth. Fans of science fiction anime will undoubtedly appreciate Space Runaway Ideon because it's a good example of a classic. Therefore, Space Runaway is a fantastic anime to try out if you're looking for some retro giant mecha action. Go Shogun. Takeshi Shudo is the creator of the super robot anime series Go Shogun. It was created and broadcast in Japan in 1981. Takeshi Shudo and Kunihiko Yuyama collaborated on the writing and directing of the Go Shogun television series and its follow-up movie, The Time Etranger. The show is renowned for its sharp banter and fun parody of its own genre norms. In fact, one of the first robot anime that satirized other robot shows and made light of genre conventions was Go Shogun. The tale takes place in the early 21st century, when Lord Neo-Neros and his clandestine evil organization Dokuga have almost complete control over the world's politics, economy, and military. Go Shogun, a battle robot, and Good Thunder, a teleporting fortress, are both powered by Beamla, a potent new energy that's discovered to be emanating from a meteor that hits Earth. The creator of Go Shogun is targeted by the Dokuga crime syndicate, led by crime lord Neo-Neros, who wants to take the energy's secret, but he kills himself before they can get it. Subsequently, the crew of Good Thunder, who travel the globe fighting Neo-Neros' forces with the super robot Go Shogun, rescues Kenta when Neo-Neros targets him as his next target. Eventually, the son Kenta discovers that he's actually an alien. Finally, Neo-Neros' 3 soldiers join the Go Shogun crew in opposing him and his dictatorial rule. In the end, Kenta sends Go Shogun into space, back to his native planet after Neo-Neros is vanquished. Notably, the Super Robot War series features several appearances by the Go Shogun squad and their mecha. It's quite an entertaining mecha anime series for those interested in the genre. Brave Police J. Decker. The 5th season of Takara and Sunrise's anime television meta-series The Brave Police J. Decker is now airing. From February 5th, 1994 to January 28th, 1995, it was broadcast in Japan. The tone of the series is slightly lighter in Brave Police J. Decker, which emphasizes the idea of robot as human-built AI construct that was emphasized in the previous season series. The brave express might gain. All the action takes place in the fictional metropolis of Nanamigari Metropolis. Even though technology has advanced greatly in the 21st century, there have also been more and more robotic criminals, biomonster mishaps, and other previously unheard of catastrophes. In this anime series, the police agency makes the decision to start the Brave Police Project, which involves creating cutting-edge robot detectives to better deal with such hazards. The main character is a young man named Yuta Tomonaga, who develops a fond relationship with a robot named Deckard. The show follows their journey as Yuta becomes the leader of the Brave Police Division, and more robots join the force. If you like the Brave series or early mecha anime in general, J. Decker is a fun and entertaining series. It doesn't provide much value beyond some amusing, light-hearted action with a police motif, but it also doesn't claim to be much more, and thus works. It's aimed at children, but is a decent retro mecha anime for those who like the genre. Gaiking Legend of Daiku Maryu. Gaiking Legend of Daiku Maryu is a Toei Animation super robot mecha anime series. It was a revival of the Go Nagai original series that ran for 39 episodes on TV Asahi from November 12, 2005 to September 24, 2006. The story goes that giant monsters ambushed Daiya Suwabuki and his father while they were out fishing 5 years ago. The crew of the Daiku Maryu rescued Daiya, but his father was nowhere to be found. However, Daiya still held on to the hope that his father was alive, but no one, not even his own mother, believed him. While traveling to the world of Darius with Daiku Maryu to halt the same monsters from capturing the Earth, Daiya assumes control of Gaiking. The show follows his adventures with Gaiking. It can be said that Gaiking is Getter Robo meets Pokemon. It features all the typical old mecha series cliches, supported by extremely young pilots who share the same principles as all children in game sports anime. Since it's a remake of an earlier series, it's a decent watch and it's funnier as a remake thanks to improved visuals and outlandish yet likable characters. The show is decent for entertainment purposes and has all the makings of a great mecha anime. Brave X Kaiser. Aliens, cars, and an alliance made to save Earth from being ransacked of its riches are the basis of this anime. Space police officer X-Kaiser and his men are on the chase to capture a horde of space pirates, the Geisters. Their pursuit leads them to Earth. Since the space police officers and pirates are mere energy forms, they require a physical body, so they possess the bodies of mechanical objects, cars. When the leader of the police officers possesses the vehicle belonging to the family of a young lad named Kuta, their secret is unraveled, and the mechanical being befriends the third-grade boy. Together, boy and machine work to stop the Geisters from fulfilling their plans to destroy Earth. The first thing that comes to mind when hearing the plot is its similarity to Transformers, and rightly enough, this anime series was influenced by the Transformers movies. Unlike the Transformers, the Brave X Kaiser series is much more kid-friendly. The mechas are the highlight of this anime. Many of the mechas transform from vehicles to robots, and combine to form larger and more impressive robots, resulting in terrific combination sequences. Although the anime can seem monotonous, the car-robot transformations, the relationship between the characters, and the mechanical battles all make for a pretty comforting and good mecha watch. 6 God Combination Godmars. The future is here. Humanity is advancing past Earth and spreading out into the rest of the solar system. A small planet, Gishin, is ruled by your typical evil ruler, Zul, who devises plans to conquer the entire galaxy. But alas, Earth becomes a hurdle to his plan, and he decides to eliminate Earth. So, the Emperor sends a baby, Mars, accompanied by a giant robot called Gaia, having power that's strong enough to wipe out an entire planet. The Emperor's plan is that when the baby gets older, he'll activate this power, thus fulfilling his plan of destroying the Earth. This seemingly brilliant idea falls short when Mars, now named Takeru, is adopted into a loving family and grows up wholly against this plan of destruction. But a slight hindrance is if Takeru dies, the bomb will detonate on its own. The anime follows Takeru in his journey defending Earth against Gishin's attack. The anime series may seem to have a predictable plotline and its poor animation may seem unappealing to many, but sticking around has its perks, a few being the plot that evolves from being generic to pretty good, the character development, interesting mecha characters, ranging from the potential bomb that is Mars to Takeru's Guardians, and the amazing combination sequences that captivate its audience. All of this contributes to this anime being a hidden gem. Gargantia on the Verdurous planet. Earth has been abandoned in the future as it's a dying planet, and humankind has sought other planets to thrive on, forming the Galactic Alliance of Mankind. The Galactic Alliance of Mankind is waging war against a tentacled alien, the Hydors, and the soldiers of the Galactic Alliance are raised to battle this alien. One such soldier is Lado, a 16-year-old soldier who pilots a highly advanced robot called Chamber. Amidst one such battle, Lado loses consciousness and swerves into a wormhole. In deep hibernation, he awakens 6 months later and realizes that he's on Earth, and Earth is not as abandoned as he had assumed. The anime follows his journey as he's taken in by one of Earth's last few surviving groups. This mecha anime is incredibly well made, containing lovely scenery, and is notably engaging. Although the characters are enjoyable to watch, their development is lacking. Gargantia primarily consists of one robot, Chamber, who's been given a real personality. It's a lot of fun to watch the robot interact with other characters, and it also brings forth some of the best comedic situations in this series, making Chamber a very amusing mecha character. Gargantia on the Verdurous planet covers a range of themes and offers something a tad bit new, while still focusing more on familial concepts, and thus it refrains from being a typical mecha watch. Fafnir, Dead Aggressor. Tatsumi Yajima, a calm island in the center of a tiny group of islands, serves as the last line of defense against unknown attackers. The residents live their everyday lives until their normalcy is threatened. The fact that children are bred to command the Fafnirs, enormous robotic war machines with incredible power, is kept a secret from them when they're young. The islanders now see the teenagers as their final chance for survival. As the only ones capable of handling highly sophisticated secret weapons, these teenage pilots struggle to defend their loved ones while simultaneously struggling with their identities. At the core of it all is the colossal robot Fafnir, the dragon that guards this last piece of humanity's wealth, and the fight for humanity's continued existence. With hints of romance, action, friendships, and stunning animation, Fafnir explores its themes exceedingly well, and is a reasonably amusing film. Characters are well made and diverse. Despite having a sizable number of characters, this anime gives each character enough screen time and features good character growth. The mecha are beautifully animated, and the mecha battle scenes hold the highest significance in this series, and they largely succeed in doing so. This is an excellent mecha if you've never seen one and want to know what the genre is all about. 30 years ago, a new race of flame-wielding mutants first appeared during the Great World Fire, which wipes out a significant portion of humanity. The Burnish have persisted in making occasional appearances and leaving a path of havoc and death in their wake. Gallo-Thymos, a firefighter in Promepolis in the present day, is tasked with putting an end to these terrifying creatures by employing the most advanced equipment at their disposal with the help of their brilliant mechanic, Lucia Fex. The group responds to situations involving the Mad Burnish. This radical Burnish group is considered a terrorist organization. As the anime continues, Garlo embarks on his fated mission to learn the truth about these mutants after running into the Mad Burnish commander, Leo Focia, which ultimately forces him to reevaluate everything he'd previously believed. This anime checks about every criterion for a mecha show, such as the futuristic setting and mecha outfits. The plot of the anime movie may seem predictable, but it's fast-paced, with visuals extremely pleasing to the eye. Characters represent various political ideologies and have vastly diverse moral standards. Up to 6 individuals make up the core cast, and all of them are intriguing, even though one of them lacks the depth of the others, although it makes for a fun mecha watch. Bokurano. Summer is here, and 15 children are having a blast at camp. One fine day, these kids stumble into a small cave near the beach. Venturing further, they find a mysterious room with an abundance of electronic equipment. They also meet a strange man, Kokopelli, a programmer working on a new game. He then invites the kids to play the game and, oddly, asks them to sign a contract. All the kids except one abide by this. Suddenly, they awake on the beach, believing what had transpired to be nothing more than a dream. They're immediately proved wrong when 2 giant robots appear near them. The story continues as each child who signed the contract has to engage in battle, leading to many unpleasantries. This mecha anime not only has standard mecha battles, but also weaves in subtle horror elements. This is not a classic mecha series, and neither is it a happy one. It's a psychological anime with mecha elements coming in as secondary. The Bokurano characters are all designed quite differently, which makes for a very nice visual experience. Each main character's backstory is compelling in its own unique manner. They give us a window into some of the darkest aspects of being a child. Even though the plot may seem uninteresting, Bokurano not only makes everything work, but does so effectively. The narrative and storyline are far more original than they initially appear. They gain depth as the story goes on, despite the plot's impression to the contrary. The anime follows the story of a young man named Rayearth, who lives in Cruzon. The speciality of this place is that its inhabitants possess magical abilities that allow them to manipulate quartz in whatever manner they want to. However, Rayearth is the sole exception to this capability, which makes him feel ostracized from the rest of the community. Despite these lackings, he manages to make powerful friends during his years in school. As years pass by, one fine day, he receives a letter from one of these friends asking for his help. While the anime progresses, it's understood that Rayearth is the one non-magic user who can pilot an ancient and mighty golem, far superior to the present golems. Soon war begins, and Rayearth and the golem are the only 2 who are strong enough to fight against invading armies. Those who enjoy mecha and war-themed anime will undoubtedly enjoy this show. The story is simple and follows a generic concept, A young man hesitant to violence is the only one capable of piloting an all-powerful mecha with unique animations, and the effort put into the design is very evident. What makes this an absolutely satisfying mecha watch is not the storyline or the characters, but the epic mecha battles. The depiction of the various battles is refreshing and enjoyable. Mecha battles have rarely felt as violent as they do here, despite all of the havoc that occurs during them. These can sometimes be quite graphic. Majestic Prince. It's 2110, and humanity has advanced impressively far so as to adapt into space and defend itself against aliens that want to wage war. For this reason, the military junior pre-academy project comes into being, directing the creation of genetically enhanced humans called the Evolved Children, or Princes. They're further artificially raised to be pilots of armed robots. Prince Itachi-Izuru and his friends, who are a collection of misfits, are chosen to serve as test pilots for mobile warsuits known as AHSMBs, which are propelled by the Jiraiya system, cutting-edge technology whose combat strength is enhanced based on the user's natural survival instincts. The anime follows the story of this group of misfits and their effort to prevent the invasion of Earth by aliens. This mecha anime gives off the impression of being generic, dull, and sounds like your average mecha anime consisting of typical tropes. Still, by the end of the series, something changes, and the anime manages to tell an awe-inspiring tale evolving from a very simple mecha story to one that appears to be taking off. Its wonderful robot designs vary, ranging from humanoid and semi-humanoid to the typical mecha fit, resulting in an intriguing mecha design. However, hardcore mecha fans may still need more to truly be satisfied. Majestic Prince is a well-executed story with amazing fighting animation, exciting music, plot, and good character development. August. The year is 2065. And war has broken out over the planet. Kei Katsuragi, a fighter pilot, and his friend Orson set out on a mission to assist in deploying a brand new space-time oscillation bomb inside hostile territory. Despite the bomb's immense power, it must be armed on site by a group of engineers. Something goes wrong, causing the bomb to detonate and toss time, space, and various realms into disarray. A dimensional explosion transports Kei, his Bronco 2 variable fighter, and his plane to another reality where fragments of numerous Earths from many dimensions all populate the same planet. Here, Kei encounters the Iman, a group of technologically advanced traders. The anime follows him as he starts seeking a solution to restore time and space, while now in an entirely foreign and strange environment. August is the second installment with a prequel and a sequel, but they're unrelated. Although what could appear like a monotonous plot, this mecha anime has a mostly subdued sense of humor and just enough sharp edges to keep it interesting. This mecha anime doesn't follow the typical humanoid or fighter craft configurations found in most mecha anime. Instead, the mecha beings have inverted knee joints, which can take on hybrid forms when transformed. Compared to many of its mecha from that time, August stands out thanks to its richness in character and meticulous attention to detail. Zoids. The anime is set on a planet called Z, located farthest in the Milky Way galaxy. Metallic lifeforms known as Zoids inhabit this planet and are highly powerful. The Zoids have been used as weapons by humans in wars between empires. This anime follows a teenage boy, Van. After being chased by a bandit into ruins, he uncovers an abandoned facility where he discovers a pod containing a Zoid-like dragon, which Van names Zeke. As the story continues, we see Van fuse with Zeke to fight the bandits that come after them, and successfully so. Later, Van and Zeke go into the ruins again to find another pod, but this time it contains a girl, Fiona, who has no recollection of who she is, other than her name, and that she has to find the Zoid Eve. Together, all three embark on an adventure to uncover all the mysteries that have fallen on their plate. Although the gist of the story may seem generic, it's still wonderfully detailed. The mecha anime has several twists and turns to keep you hooked until the end. The characters are made such that they're unforgettable. Their joy and sufferings can be empathized with. The Zoids are the primary focus, and it shows, as the design of the Zoids as well as the mecha battles is animated satisfyingly well. This anime will definitely cater to the interests of mecha fans. The animes on this list include a variety of mecha anime, ranging from well-known to obscure. Mecha anime is characterized by anime that heavily focuses on mechanical innovation, with robots being the center of attention. All the animes on this list see a wide array of designs, some similar to others and some drastically awe-inspiring. Although some may never reach the same point of success as many of the more famous mecha animes, they're all unique, with various plotlines, animations, and diverse characters. At the end of the day, the animes in this list will cater to most, if not all, mecha fans. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one, and be safe. Thanks, everyone.